dome. Concrete walls, yeah, it's my home. Stockpile stacked with rations tight. Prep for the dark, we'll light the fight. Forage the woods, take what I need. Off-grid living, no time for greed. Barter goods in the shadow shade. Tactical steps in
to vote against these services being provided. And now I want you to think about that. You're going to have real people, real families. You're going to have children who will go hungry beginning this weekend when those resources dry up. They rely upon that, and yet the Democrats continue with their political games in Washington while people are sitting around the dinner table without the resources that they need. The administration has done all it can to keep this program afloat, but the limits have been reached here. And what are the Democrats doing today? Where are the Democrats? Are they in the Senate today? No, they're out campaigning. While critical SNAP benefits run dry, the Democrats have skipped town. They've abandoned their post in the Senate, and the reason that's so important and noteworthy for the American people is the Senate is the only place where this can end. The last hope of reopening the government before millions of Americans go hungry. They've abandoned their post. Hungry. Democrats are now abandoned their credible part. They're now trying to somehow blame Republicans for cutting off SNAP when Republicans, remember, are the ones who have voted 14 times for the SNAP benefits to flow. It's the Democrats who voted every single time the Democrats turn that off. The same Democrats who've been perfectly fine with defunding SNAP and WIC for over a month now are suddenly claiming to be outraged that Republicans and President Trump can't just wave some magic wand and fix the mess that they themselves have created. If they're suddenly waking up to the pain their reckless decision is causing, then there's one simple way to fix it. They can come back in here and vote to reopen the government. But we don't think they're going to do that. Now, this is what's interesting. The most recent development is that you've got many more people now calling on the Senate Democrats to do the right job. There's a handful of moderates still in the Democrat Party, and they are very upset about that. The tension is rising. You had Senator John Fetterman of Pennsylvania, for example, who just yesterday, I think it was, accused his own party of, quote, playing chicken with the food security of 42 million Americans. He's right. And you've seen now the avalanche of people and organizations and institutions calling on the Democrats to reopen the government and vote for the clean CR. You got labor unions. You got the largest airlines in America. You got independent voters. Working class Americans across the country, they are all pleading with the Democrats to do their job and stop using their hardships, the people's hardships, for the Democrats' political games in Washington. Yesterday, there was a lot said, written about an editorial that was in the Washington Post. I commend it to your reading if you haven't seen that. But it reads in part just one line out of that. I would like to stand up here and read you the whole thing. The Washington Post, as you know, is not generally on my side. They said, quote, Democrats openly acknowledge that they refuse to do this, reopen the government, because it would mean giving up their leverage. If they persist, it will mean families start to go hungry. Now, look, this isn't some novel idea. As you know, the Democrats have always traditionally said, breathlessly, given speeches passionately saying that you've got to keep the government funded. You should never shut it down. It would be so dangerous. And we've recounted this over and over. I mean, I literally could be here all day reading the Democrats' own past statements on the perils of shutting down the government, but I'm just going to highlight a couple this morning because they're relevant and timely. I'll begin with Senator Coons. He's the senior Democrat senator from Delaware. In 2013, he said this, quote, our democracy cannot function if the majority party threatens to shut down the government unless it gets its way, unquote. And that was Senator Coons in 2013. And what is he saying now? Earlier this week, he said, quote, frankly, this is our only moment of leverage. Quite a switch. Bernie Sanders has got a lot of airtime here lately, and back in 2018, Senator Bernie Sanders said this, quote, the truth is that shutting down the government is a serious and dangerous action that we must do everything possible to prevent. That was in 2018. You know what he said this month? Quote, if we reopen the government, we lose our leverage. Senator Sheldon Whitehouse in 2013. The shutdown was, quote, entirely unnecessary and has harmed our economy and our reputation in the world. But if we also can't forget, we must never again allow extremist hostage taking to create this kind of disruption. That was 2013. Just days ago, the senator from Rhode Island said the opposite. It's the only lever we have, meaning the shutdown. What he means is that the pain of the American people is their political lever. I guess he's forgotten his cries of alarm over the extremist hostage taking. And how about the House? And infamously now, we all know the Democrat whip, Catherine Clark, the second highest ranking Democrat in the House, said, quote, just last year, she said, they are taking a non-issue, a false flag, and saying this is the reason we can't proceed. It is a dangerous precedent to be threatening a shutdown. That's what she said in 2024. And what'd she say about a week ago? The opposite, quote, of course there will be families that are going to suffer here, but it's one of the few leverage times we have. Many House members have echoed the same hypocrisy, and I'm not going to waste our time with it this morning, but I do want to leave you with this quote from Chuck Schumer, because he is the actual architect of the shutdown. He is the one that is preventing the Senate Democrats from doing the right thing. In March of this year, as you know, he voted on the same CR to avert a shutdown. And he said then, quote, in his speech on the Senate floor and in a bunch of interviews, this is what he said on the Senate floor, quote, the CR was certainly bad, but a shutdown would be 15 or 20.
Okay, good morning, guys. Hopefully, you guys are having a great Friday. I'm going to go ahead and turn all that junk off. Where did I've lost some information somehow. There it is. Okay, there it is. All right, let's see here. Ah, everybody, welcome to welcome to the live stream. Trying to get back to the basics. I'm reintroducing the survival Sitrep because it did well a couple of years ago, and I think it gets back to our original roots of what the channel does, where it goes, things like that. If you haven't checked in, do me a favor, do so now so I can say hi to you. Obviously, Debbie Chandler, first Cool Colt. No, not Cool Colt. Fishing guy. Two Cool Colt. Where to turn. And we got West Virginia Pappies in the house. Loretta showed up. Oops, it's in the house. Alrighty then. Very confusing. Thank you for your $6.99 Canadian. Everybody make sure you guys give him a like. Buddha man. Exclamation point. Squiggly line. There we go. All right. And with all that said, today we're going to be talking a little bit about the economy. And the reason we're going to talk about the economy, because I don't want to talk about SNAP benefits. I don't want to talk, I just made a video saying you shouldn't be making videos about this stuff. So I'm going to be, and Loretta, I'm going to stick to being a man of my word and not talk about those things. And obviously, the only reason I threw that on there was because um, I think it's better that you guys actually see what's happening in your government, like right now, this second, just to stay informed. But it's better than watching a timer and a really cool song. If the 10 a.m. brief wasn't on, then I probably wouldn't have shown it. So just an FYI. Let's see here. All right, then. Thank you. There we go. There we go. Looks like everybody's popping in here. All right. Your current stream, Cool Colt just popped in, doing something that has not populated onto this chat. What is going on here? I'm not seeing. That is really, really weird. There it is. There it is. Looks like Cool Colt just popped another. Come on. Stop it, YouTube. Stop it. Stop doing this. What is YouTube is doing some really wonky stuff right now, guys. There we go. And yup. Thanks. There we go. Make sure to give Cool Colt a thumbs up for that $5 US. Greatly appreciated. We're getting closer. We're getting close. We're getting closer. Anyway, let's get out of the way. Let's get it out of the way earlier. Oh, I see. Let's You guys are funny. You guys are funny. All right, so talking about the economy, one of the things that people are not kind of, it's like, so when Captain Red Tie told us that things are gonna get rough. It's gonna be painful. Uh, and I kind of regurgitated some of that because it's true. It's like, okay, so your squad leader comes up to you and says, guys, we're gonna go that way, and it's gonna suck. But once we get through all the crazy stuff, it'll be smooth sailing. It's gonna be better, you know. Um, Anyway, and so you mentally set yourself up for, okay, it's going to suck. It's going to suck all around. Everybody's going to be sucking all at the same time, and misery loves company. So you get yourself mentally prepared for stuff like that. But a lot of people don't know that, like, we are still in a recession. It's just a little bit of a different kind of recession. Um, and on the prepper side, we've got to continue doing what we've been doing all along. Now, my spidey senses have been tingling, and I feel that overall, it feels like to me when I like talk to the members, when I talk to the regular subscribers, when I interact with other people in the preparedness space, it feels like, good morning, Bob. Good to see you. It feels like people have been slacking. It feels like you haven't been you haven't been pushing forward. It feels like that. If it feels like that to you, maybe it's time for a little bit of a self check, a look in the mirror, if you will. If it feels like you've been slacking, put a one in the chat. Honest answers only. All right, looks like let's see, we got Loretta, we got mainly off grid. I don't recognize you. That sounds like a channel name. Is that a channel name, mainly off grid? Let me know in the chat. And we'll take a look at your channel. Maybe we'll do a quick promotion for you. I have the power. And then obviously we got Bob Peter. All happy Halloween. And let's see, we got Debbie showed up, working but listening. There you go. Bob's Bobby is S1's S. No slacking here. 100% all in. Let's go. Uh, Oops says feels like flumonia. And I don't know what that is. What the hell is flumonia? Now I have to look it up. Flumonia. Flumonia. What the hell is flumonia? Did you just give me a crazy? Pneumonia is a slang term used to describe a severe illness resulting from a combination of flu and pneumonia. Well, that sucks. Hopefully you're no, no. All right, so I don't see a lot of ones in the chat. My word for sucks. I gotcha. Well, I don't see a lot of ones popping in the chat, so either you're lying to yourself or you're just continuing to prep, and my spidey senses are wrong. They need to be retuned. Um, but I get that. And I get that because I see that not only in interacting with people, but in my own life. You know what I'm saying? No slacking, just maintaining. I know you've been maintaining, Cool Colt. You guys didn't know this. Cool Colt is one of our senior members, and I don't mean because of his age. I mean because of his position in the memberships. Anyway, and what I'm seeing is, he's what'd you just buy? Like 10 of those portable greenhouses? Wow. There you go, man. There you go. But I think that people are kind of letting their guard down, and inflation uh, is coming in on 'em. Now, the inflation rate has been changing. It's been actually been fluctuating over the last few months. But as far as the economy goes, we're in a bit of a recession still, thanks to Captain Blue Tie and all of his happy friends that ran the government for him. Um, and basically as of late, up until this month, Moody's Analytics has been reporting that 22 states plus the District of Columbia are either in a recession or tethering on the edge. Now, this is accounting for nearly a third of the nation's GDP. This comes despite robust national GDP growth of around 3.8% for Q3 and unemployment holding at 4.3%. The disparity highlights what they're calling a patchwork economy, where growth in powerhouse states like California, Texas, and New York is masking deeper contractions elsewhere. Recent analysis suggests that this could affect up to 80% of Americans living in recession, kind of a hit or at risk regions, with risk amplified by ongoing federal shutdown, stalling data, and aid. You know, um, and the affected states, like right now, the affected states are what do we got? Illinois, Georgia, Washington, Maine, Oregon, and these are noted for um, sharp contractions in their hiring and output. And also, you've got New Jersey and Massachusetts and Virginia, the state that I'm in, and that's strained by federal layoffs and sector-specific declines. And then you've got the District of Columbia, which has, believe it or not, been the hardest hit by the government efficiency cuts. So what we've got a whole host of remaining states, basically about 13 of them out there, they're treading water. And that means that 13 states showing strain, but not yet contracting or expanding, which is what we'd really want. 16 states with fading momentum, if you will. And a visual map from Moody's actually underscores this divide with the Northwest and Pacific Northwest particularly vulnerable because it's full of a bunch of blue tide people. Anyway, so some of the key causes of this is that this regional fracturing, it's stemming from a mix of political, um, what am I saying here? Uh, there's a lot of different issues. Okay. Um, the tariffs are having an issue. Trade policies are having an issue. We're having, we've got our restrictive immigration policies. The federal job cuts and shutdowns are going to have a little bit of an effect on it, and household debt and inflation pressures. I would focus on the household debt. Okay, and the reason is pretty simple. Over the last 4 years, a lot of people were forced to go into debt just to pay their bills. You know, I want to say that the average house um, not income, but outflow of money is around $1,500 when you mix in, power bills, water bills, rent or mortgage. What do we got here? What is it? Pretty much any other thing that you got to pay every month on top of your credit cards is around $1,500. Some people it's even more. And if you've got to pay that bill for 4 frickin' years, you got to like hodgepodge into your credit card for 4 frickin' years, you're going to create debt. And we all know the credit cards are no joke now. Credit cards used to be like, yeah, whatever, 7% interest, 14% interest, 22% interest. These are all numbers that we thought were good numbers. But now they're in the 34 to 36% interest rate. I get something every month. Hey, we'd like to give you a brand new card. Well, what's wrong with the one that I have? Well, if you read the little piece of paper that comes with it, it says that this is a brand new card with special new privileges. And it's like, what are you talking about? It's a credit card, new privileges. But there in the fine print, oh, by the way, it's actually in giant bold print, normally printed on the back, 33 to 36% interest rate. It's absolutely crazy what they're trying to do. They're trying to get you to move off of your old credit card that you've had for years onto a new credit card. It looks different. The smell's the same. It's still a I won't even say the name of the banks. You know what I'm saying? I won't even say the name of the credit. It's still a Visa. You know what I'm saying? Through that company that you've always been giving money to, right? They give you money, you give them money back, stuff like that. But your interest rate changes, and that's what they're really going for. Deanna, good morning. Good to see you. Um, So let's go to where are we at? Let's go to the question of the day. The U.S. regional the with U.S. regional recessions deepening, what's your top preparedness action? 80% say stockpiling food, 10% say diversifying income sources, 10% say build local networks, and 0% say learn survival skills. Well, 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 isn't that special? All right, let's see here. Bobby 1S1 I'm just calling you Bobby S1. AI says as of October 2025, 23 U.S. states and the District of Columbia are either in recession or at high risk for entering one. Very, very, I would say it's probably right. Cool Colt says chickens, garden expansion, greenhouse upgrades, CPR, AED recertification, and as always, maintaining the rotation of stocks with minor increase have been this year's business. I love it, Bobby. All right, Cool Colt, I love it. Bobby says political causes. Yeah, unfortunately, our economy is all based off of. It's hard to believe we're in recovery right now. It's hard to believe we're in recovery because of the pain that we're feeling, but we are in recovery right now. Thank you, Captain Blue Tie. Cool Colt says AD. Not even sure where ADR came from. I'm not worried about it. Uh, Bobby S1 says Wyoming, Montana, Minnesota, Mississippi, Kansas, Massachusetts, Washington, GA. I'm not reading all those. Many heavily reliant on agriculture, manufacturing, or federal government employment. And then Bobby S1 also says during a recession, it's building a robust emergency fund. Financial experts recommend maintaining it relieves reserve of 6 to 12 months. Yeah, I mean it's nice to be able to do that. I mean if you can if you're not able to save 6 to 12 months salary, well, that's a dumb question. That's a dumb question. I was going to ask this off the wall question because I already know the answer to it. But the truth is, people just don't have the money these days to build 6 to 12 months. I always tell people that should have 3 months' salary in the bank because generally that's how long it takes you to find a new job. If you get fired, laid off, or whatever it is, or you decide to change your your profession, your career, then it takes about 3 months to get you back into another job that's doing what you know how to do or want to do. That's generally the best advice. But I do think that um, having that backup of money is important, and I do think that you should be moving towards that. You know, now if we talk about some of the I don't even want to talk about that broader economic cascade. All right, so there's something called the broader economic cascade. So if anchor states like California, if it's tech, finance, or New York, you got the S&P 500 ties. If those slip, uh, perhaps from the AI hype fading, or maybe a tariff retaliation, the national economy could tip into full recession by early 2026. Not doom and gloom. It doesn't exist on this channel. I'm not doing it after yesterday's video. I'm not doing it anymore. It's a waste of time. And I think it's kind of funny because I've actually seen like people like go all in on 100% human. It's like whatever, dude. Pick your phone up. It's full of AI. It's oh. I saw another one, 2026, and the guy's like, it's like, really? Now we're making predictions? Why don't we just stick to like, hey, let's talk about canning bread. You know what I'm saying? Let's can some bacon. Let's fix some stuff. Let's get organized. That's what all this stuff in the background for the people who are new. This is all organized. I just spent hours inside my gear room yesterday, reorganizing things, and found even more stuff. It's got to the point where I'm up to like three buckets for medical stuff, and I just found another bag of medical stuff over there that I've got to organize. What's up, Ian? Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. I think that we think that we have to move away from this doom and gloom. We have to focus on getting the information that we need to make decisions and then going and doing that. That's what we should be doing. That's what preppers should be doing. This should not be a giant entertainment fest. Okay. People are all this crying about the SNAP benefits. And I'll say one thing on it. They're going to expire. Tomorrow is the first. The Senate isn't coming back until Tuesday. It is what it is. And anybody making videos about doom and gloom about the SNAP program is a freaking fool. Anyhow. All right, let's see. Gear room. I call mine a garage. Junk. No, well, I live in an apartment right now. I don't live out in the forest like I used to. But I live in an apartment now, so I have a room that I just put my gear in. I don't have a garage. I wish I had a garage. Garages are kind of cool. You can do a lot of cool stuff in garages. But where do you put the ping pong table? Cha-cha, right? If you have a ping pong or pool table in your garage, put a one in the chat. Inquiring minds want to know. All right, let's see here. Rose just showed up. Guess I'm the 10 o'clock scholar today. Sorry. Cool. How do you manage water storage in an apartment? Well, I don't live in an apartment building. I live in an apartment. There is a basement to this building, and I store all of my heavy water down there. So when I say heavy water, that's basically I've got a water pump down there. I've got 300 right now. I've got two 320-gallon tanks down there. I also do have some water storage upstairs, but it's only for like when the power goes out and I need to flush the toilets. But I also have other water storage upstairs in 5-gallon buckets to process through my filter, and I will change those out once every 6 months. And I just, you pump, it's already treated. You know what I'm saying? It's coming from the pipes. It's already treated. So I literally just empty the buckets out, give them a quick rinse with some fresh water, and fill them back up and cap them off. Um, so that's how I'm dealing with it now. In the past, when I lived in the country, you're talking about well water, you're talking about water storage wherever you basically want to store it. So, um, let's see here. Nice, brilliant, real talk. Do you have a Berkey or Sawyer? I have a water machine. It's called the water machine. It's similar to a Berkey, but it's made of glass. And I keep that inside my kitchen. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't build algae. Algae. That's normally the first question. And I just fill it up every day, and then that's what we drink the water out of. There's also another company that I'm using. I'm testing their. They sent me. I think it's called Pure Water. But I've been testing their water pitcher, which is the best water pitcher I've ever had. Not a joke. I mean, it's so very, very different than other water pitchers that I've had. Uh, Thicker plastic, better filters, holds more water. You don't have to fill. It's like, oh, I poured a glass of water. Now I got to fill this up again. No, but it's just big enough to fit inside the refrigerator. Rain collection plan, living in an apartment. I had thought about it, but I don't have any place to store that amount of water. The big problem with rain catchment isn't catching the rain. The big problem with rain catchment is water storage. And if you get 1 to 2 inches, you could be looking at 600 to 1,000 gallons of water. And where do I put that? You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Let's see here. I have a pinball machine and a jukebox in my garage. There you go. There you go. Do they count? Of course they count. That's the point, cool, Cole. That's the point. And that is great prepper recreation for the end of the world type stuff. Well, I wouldn't say the end of the world. I would say like turn on the work lights and play some. You won't be able to play the pinball. I mean, unless you hook that to your Jackery, right? The jukebox, hook it up to the Jackery. But yeah, let's see here. Rain collection apartment draws humidity from the air. Yes, I agree with the filter. I just got one a year ago. Great, there you go. Let's see. What are you guys talking about? Awesome. It could probably last a year, maybe more. Yeah, the filter. Well, the filter. See, the thing is filtering. A lot of people don't know is that, or I would say they don't know, but they just don't contemplate it. So the filters. Well, the filters that I buy, they're so hint hint. If you want my connection, then email me at contactlocalprepper@gmail.com, all one word, and I will send you a link. But so Berkey carbon water filters are made in Texas. Okay. And the company that I get these water filters from is in Texas. That's my hint. A set of Berkey water filters is anywhere between, with this economy, probably anywhere from $100 to $170 for a set of two carbon filters, 9-inch carbon filters. I get them for $75. Hint, hint. Contact localprepper@gmail.com and I will send you a link. Let's see here. But anyway, so getting to my point, if you're filtering, okay, if you're filtering tap water, then the filters will last like forever. I probably ought to replace my filters, but I haven't had any problems with them at all. They're running as well as they did the first day I used them. Um, and I've got no problems. It takes the smell out of the water. It does everything. Obviously they're not like chlorine removing, stuff like that, chemical removing stuff like that, like what is it? What are the ceramic filters? They're just regular carbon filters, right? Um, but the if you're filtering tap water, the water's already been basically purified, right? It's safe for drinking already. So you're literally just filtering out anything that came up through the pipes. You know what I'm saying? So the filters are going to last a long time. Let's see here. We clean them about a monthly. Yeah, I mean, I backflush my filters as needed, as needed. Bobby also says, I plan to sell my 2 Honda generators and go all electric. Nice, nice. I don't know if I'd do that. I would definitely keep one of those. I got a generator, but I love the solar. Okay, guys. Let's see here. What do we got? We got 16 people in here. As usual, I've got to pay some bills. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to talk some smack. I'm going to drink some coffee. Yeah, I'm doing this all backwards. Put a one in the chat if you love your country. America. There we go. I'm going to talk some smack. I'm going to read you some educational stuff. I'm going to drink some coffee. And I'm going to pay some bills. Hopefully you like this one.
You know what's really spooky? Dying because you bought a cheap-ass Temu first aid kit. You end up like this guy. The ghost of you and your dumb ass who couldn't spend actual money on a real first aid kit. He's not actually dead, he's just old. You need one of these. Ugh. Bear Fact 3.0 from refugemedical.com. Use promo code doesn't exist because we make everything in America here and we don't cheap out on quality and components. Refugemedical.com. Use the chat. Shoot us an email. Call the store. Pray for Mike. He's 100.
Okay. Sorry about that, but I can't hear the commercials while they're playing. That's how we pay the bills around here. Okay, so let's see here. I'd hang on to those generators. Yeah, I would hang on to at least one of them, because solar's great, but it's not perfect, and it can be a little finicky. You know what I'm saying? It is. It's. I'd say it's like I think a generator is 100% solution as long as it's running, right? As long as you maintain it, as long as it's running. Solar is probably an 80% solution, but I would live off of solar. I would love to live completely off grid, 100% solar. You know what I'm saying? Um, but I would always have that generator as a battery backup. Maybe things are going bad and I need to charge those batteries. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Uh, let's see here. How many times? Oops says, how many times did it take for Bear to catch that pack? I don't know. Is there another one out there where they're like, is it like a blooper? Is there a blooper reel out there that that exists? If so, I'm going to go look for it. I don't mind doing, I don't mind shilling for Bear at all because it's the best stuff on the planet. You know what I'm saying? It's a reputable company. These are God-fearing people. You know what I'm saying? It's like if you had like the pegboard of life and you had to like a business and it does that, it does that, it does that. It just does all these things and they don't even work on Saturday. It's pretty freaking awesome. Pretty freaking awesome. Let's see here. Bobby says, dealing with gas storage long term is a pain. Propane conversion kit, maybe. Yeah. Propane is optimal. We've kind of figured that over probably like the last 5 to 10 years that propane is better than gasoline, but it's all about what's on the market. So if you don't have a generator, if you're invested in like a very high end generator that is not that doesn't run propane or doesn't have the ability to be converted to propane, then you're gonna you're kind of stuck. You know what I'm saying? It still works. I have all sorts of stuff that still works. It's just not the best. It's not optimal. So, um, if you can convert those generators to propane, do it because propane stores indefinitely, indefinitely, definitely, definitely. You know what I'm saying? And refilling a can is not expensive. The most expensive part of propane is owning the cans. That's the most expensive part of propane. Is that and it's great. So convert generator to propane is yeah, that's what we were just talking about. No blooper reel as far as I know. There should be. There should be. You know what? I may contact what is her name? Eva? I think her name is Eva. She handles all of the affiliates for Refuge Medical. By the way, I'm the best one. I'm number one. I'm number one in the world. I sell more of the crap than anybody else. And when I say crap, I mean really good stuff. Anyhow, I may contact her and say, "Is there a blooper reel? How many times did he like have to try like to catch that?" So maybe we'll ask. Let's see here. Bobby says Schlichman pressure wrap by Sam Schlichman, May 29, 2025. The Schlichman pressure wrap is a highly versatile tool, useful for bleeding, contusions, sprains, strains, and for splinting. Yes, yes. I actually keep one of those in my day to day. Do you know Bear? Part of his official group? Part of his No, I do. I've never spoken with Bear. I do not know Bear. He follows me on some of my platforms. I know that because he actually has other accounts that I know of. But no, I'm not part of his official group. I'm just an affiliate for Refuge Medical because I believe the company is the best company out there right now. And honestly, if there were a better company, I would be it would be very difficult for me to move away from Refuge Medical because they like I said, they're the epitome. It's that easy, you know. He's an interesting yeah, TJ is an interesting person. That's um we'll just leave that there. He is an interesting person. So okay, so with that said, what do we got? We still have 20 minutes left on this. So, some prepper focused recommendations. When we start talking about recession, we start talking about the economy. Um, some of the things, matter of fact, before we do that, let's go ahead and preface this. Also, we're running out of time for the Grand Poobah Preparedness to make his appearance. So, if you want that to happen, you know what you got to do. So, the question is: U.S. regional recessions deepening. What's your top preparedness action? 79% say stockpile essentials, 14% say build local networks, 7% say diversify income sources, and 0% say learn new skills. Now, with that said, let's talk about some prepper focused recommendations about dealing with recession, the economy, things like that. Obviously, I have to put a disclaimer out there and telling you that I am not a financial planner. Any advice that you get from me, you can wipe your butt with later if you don't like it. So the first thing is diversifying your income. Build side hustles or barter networks outside vulnerable sectors. Consider remote work if in a contracting state or should I say contracting state. When we say contracting state, means that your economy is contracting. You are getting worse and worse and worse in recession. If you don't think you're in a recession, go down to the local Piggly Wiggly, Food Mart, Food Lion, rawr, Wally World. No, I don't work there. And go down and see how much the price of hamburger is. Yeah. If you really want some sticker shock, go look and see the price of, like the two steak pack. Like go see how much a ribeye is. Okay. And they've actually started cutting the ribeyes thicker so that they can justify the prices. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. The one I saw the other day was $33 for a single ribeye steak. Not a joke, like one of these. Yeah. Ah, so make sure that you try to diversify your income by having multiple income streams if possible. Maybe you're selling firewood, maybe the wife is crocheting hats for the winter. Maybe you reopen an upholstery slash house or a furniture repair system. Maybe you're turning into an Amish dude and make really cool wooden crafts. Do something, okay? But try and diversify your income. The next thing you can do is use what they call stockpile strategically, and we hinted to this during the questions. So prioritize 3 to 6 months of non-perishables. Focusing on tariff impacted goods like imported staples, whether water purification and home gardening setups are key for agriculture, for AG or ag disruptions. So what they're saying there is, focus on the things that you normally keep on the shelf that are imported. Okay. Now, I'm not saying go 100% there. What I'm saying is that knock those out first, because there's always going to be some kind of supply, supplement, logistical item that something you normally buy, is going to cost more because they've got to pay to get some stuff imported. You know what I'm saying? But start stockpiling strategically instead of just grabbing stuff off the shelf. Think about what you want to go get based off of what that's Debbie, I got you, spices. Um, but get those things first and then start to go after other things. Um, let's see. I'm going to go to the chat here real quick. Matt Bear or TJ twice. Great. A genuine man. Yes, he is. He is. He seems to be that way. And then Bobby says car depreciation. What percent of income should an average person keep in case at home? Question mark. I.e., 50K annual salary should keep $500 at home. I try to keep as much cash at home. I don't really trust the banks. I try to keep. I prefer to have my. We'll just say that my money is protected by Glock. Let's see here. Bobby says my Home Depot still have a bunch of illegals sitting around. I thought that would stop. They just haven't got there yet. You got to remember, it's like the squishy balloon. As they squish it, they kind of it's the squishy water balloon. It's going to slip through your fingers, and then now they know where they are. So it's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Let's see here. 2015, the average price was 463, rising to 531 in 2022. 543. Okay, choo choo choo. Bobby, you love your AI. You do love your AI. I'm wondering if you're not an AI bot. Are you an AI bot, Bobby? No, I don't think you are. I just think you're using a lot of AI, which is fine with me. Let's see here. Ian says, I normally get my hamburger from Borden Farms, 10-pound packs, 15% cheaper than Kroger or Walmart. Borden Farms. What do you order it? Gordon Farms. Because I'm looking that up right now. Gordon Farms, progressive family-owned AG technology. No. Stability landowners gallery. Did you say that right? Gordon Farms? Yeah, Gordon Farms. We're gonna go Gordon Farms meat. Gordon Farms family, Gordon Food Services, meat and seafood. Guess you have to. I guess I'll have to research that. Nope. All right, let's see here. Need to get your own beef on the hoof. Yeah. And all the logistics required to keep that animal alive. I'm good. Let's see here. Beef not bin. Go to your local farmers. Could be there. Hey, Miko, good to see you, bro. Could be there needing help. You'll never starve again. Go online to the factories if you can and get a lot cheaper price. And I have it delivered. Thrive and survive is the key. Yeah, I like that. I think that's an awesome idea. The girlfriend and I were reminiscing the other day about how you used to be able to buy hamburger patties and chicken patties in the sleeve. You know what I'm saying? Like 20 of them all stacked in a sleeve. Very difficult to find now. Let's see here. Practice eating less as Americans. We as Americans usually overeat. Very true. That's true. Let's see. And Bradley, good to see you, my friend. It's portion, not proportional. Por portion control is paramount. Foods, not farms. Gotcha. Okay. Foods. Gordon Foods. Like the Gordon Fisherman? Gordon Food Services. There we go. I got them up now. I'm gonna be doing some research there. If I can get the meat cheaper there, I'll buy it there. Let's see here. Gordon Foods or GFC. Gotcha, Ian. Guess he is gonna get there one way or another. Yeah, yeah. Sooner or later, we're gonna get there. That's all right, Brad. You know me. I have the ability to see between the lines into the gray area and understand exactly what you're trying to say. And if not, I'll just make fun of it. Because, yeah, that's it. Okay, what do we got here? The next thing we can do is some community building. Uh, Link up with local groups for sharing resources, e.g., tool libraries or mutual aid for job leads. Believe it or not, there was a blacksmith who lives like 2 miles from here. Not a joke. Full blacksmith shop right in the middle of this little bitty town. You know what I'm saying? Um, and yeah, I'm gonna make that guy my friend. I'm gonna make that guy my friend. And then obviously monitor indicators, track the state level GDP via beea.gov. Let's look. Let me see if I can show that to you right now. beea.gov. All right. And should be this one. And you should still be able to hear me, but beea.gov, Bureau of Economic Analysis, and we can track international investment positions. They have a lot of different um, things that you can use to track. Due to a lapse in appropriation, this website is not being updated. Government shutdown. Bum, bum, bum. You gotta love it, man. You gotta love it. Let's see. Do you want meat and protein? Go to your local butchers. You get a great deal, and it's all local meats. Yeah, but it's funny because there's a lot of places that don't have like a local butcher. You know what I'm saying? If you were like, I think the only ones that I know of are like down in North Carolina. I mean, I'm sure there's obviously other ones, but the only ones in the top of my head are like at the Piggly Wigglies. The Piggly Wiggly always had their own butchers for years. I hope they still do, to be honest with you. But they've always had their own butchers for years. Um, in fact, one of my wife's father was a Piggly Wiggly butcher for like forever. Anyway, So yeah, that's good advice. Let's see here. Is there really only four in here? I don't think so. I think that's wrong. Let me check here. Yeah, apparently there's only four people watching the live stream right now. But don't trust that. Don't trust that. Everybody check in. Everybody put a one in the chat real quick, and we'll know how many people are in here. YouTube does this all the damn time. You start talking about anything that the algorithm doesn't want anybody to hear, and you'll drop from 100 people in here down to like three or four. No problem. See, there you go. Oops says there's 10 on that end. So the algorithms are not right. Are not right at all. So it looks like, and I don't know why this chat is updating so badly. Looks like Eric, and it's not even there. We go, Eric Aquaponics. Thank you very much. Keep on prepping, bro. So everybody make sure. Let's see. Appreciate you. Hopefully I spelled that right. Make sure everybody gives Eric Aquaponics a thumbs up. We're now only let's see here. Oh, you know what? This chat sucks. This chat sucks. Hold on a second here. This chat. We're gonna pop this chat out. Hopefully I didn't just break everything. There we go. I was watching two different chats and one was faster than the other. And so I would know when people did something before I was supposed to know it. Which is it sounds weird, but anyway, so it looks like Ian has got us one step closer to the grand poobah of preparedness, making his presence known. Let's see here. EBT zombie apocalypse one more day away. Miko, and thank you for popping in, Miko. I it yeah. I mean, yeah, is that easy? Yeah. So I guess the question is for the people who didn't like put any money away or didn't like put real food on their shelves when the government gave them the money. You know what I'm saying? For those people, what's going on? What's I mean, what's going on? I mean, do we all live in Dum Dumville? You know? Or do we just run through life not paying attention to anything whatsoever? It's absolutely crazy, So let's see here. I see 13 online. Eric's Apocalypse, you still run your system. I've been aquaponics. I'm sorry. I've been working towards that myself. Oh boy, Bradley's got a new friend. If you guys didn't know this, Bradley does stuff with water and nutrients and grows some food on the side of his house. I love the pictures. If you remember, you'd know that. If you remember, you'd know that. Okay, so let's see here. What do we got? We've got 7 minutes left. Are we gonna make it? Are we going? Are we going to make it? Are we going to make it? I don't know. Eric says, I'm still running a small aquaponics system, steady and stable, working to upside to semi-commercial scale soon. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Miko says, all the times where you live, it's still hunting season, venison jerky, yum, 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 yum. Yep. I had somebody, I was watching this show the other day and they were talking about the SNAP EBT government shutdown. They were talking about that, right? And then somebody says, "Listen, man, at least it's still hunting season right now." And people were just like, they didn't know what to think. They didn't know what to think. So imagine single mom working two jobs, hunting, cleaning a carcass. Give me that heart meat. She got her kids out there. She got her EBT her EBT kids out there, with the canteen cups, drinking the blood. Dad says it's gonna change you. You're gonna change now. If you know, you know. What's the movie? Anyway, I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. People, people in it. I hate to say it, but here in the United States, when they lose their government benefits, even if they need them, they don't go into survival mode. They go into crazy mode. They go into complaint mode, you know? And that's unfortunately that's who we are as Americans now. And we have to learn to kind of do the work within those kind of systems, you know? Let's see. I don't know if it's me, but I keep getting a lot of commercials in the message box. That's interesting. You shouldn't be getting anything. I don't do mid rolls. Are you on your phone, Deanna, or are you on your TV? Ah, Rose. Ah. All right, looks like we all have needs. Rose, thank you for the $5. Love ya. There you go. And obviously, we've met the required goal. Oh, for the grand poobah preparedness to appear. There we go. Bum bum bum. Now you got it. There you go. Go ahead, put something in the chat now. Yeah, put it in the chat now. Where we at here? A lot of people overlook the fisheries we have. That's true. Deanna says, I bought me a dual generator with simulate check fire with simulate check fire years ago. I don't know what simulate check fire is. Let's see. Texan, good to see you, bro. The hunting season started 4 months ago for some at night. More guns than the Ukrainian war. Red Dawn, the original. There you go, Ian. You know what I'm talking about. All right, let's see here. Up in my messenger when I'm trying to type. I'm sorry, lady, but it's not me. It's not me. Nico Wolf, correct. Red Dawn. You know what? It sucks. We can't do watch parties anymore. We can't do watch parties anymore because of frickin', everybody wants their frickin' dime for you watching some movie that's 30, 40 years old. But yeah. Yep, 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 yep. It's a good movie. Good movie. I don't know if I'd want to live that way, but good movie. All right, let's see here. We're about to hit it. Let's see. Do I have anything else? We did the prepper focus recommendations, diversify income, stockpile strategy, community building, and monitor indicators. Now let's go to the chat here, or let's go to the poll here real quick. With U.S. regional recessions deepening, what's your top preparedness action? 72% say stockpile essential foods and fuel. 11% say diversify income. 11% say build local networks. 6% say learn survival skills. Now is the time for you to vote if you have not voted yet, because we are coming towards the end of this magnificent live stream. Hopefully, you guys like it. Uh, I think next Friday I will be a little bit more prepared. I've got some different stuff that I want to try with you guys. For the members, you guys have seen some of the little snippets of stuff that I've got coming up. I also found some stuff yesterday when I was in the gear room, and that I'm going to be making some videos about that I think everybody is going to enjoy. It's very like, I could make this work and it would be so easy to do type of prep. So, all right. So, this is your last chance, guy. I don't know what my lag is, but yeah, put some stuff in the chat and yeah, put a one of the chat if you want to have a good weekend. And yeah, hopefully you will. Hopefully you will. It seems fruitless, but it can't hurt. It's just a chat, and if it's free, it's good for me. All right, guys, that's going to be about it. Yeah, that's it. 11 o'clock. Stay safe. Have a great weekend, and I shall see you when I see you. Bye bye. Where's the damn end screen at? Break. I don't have an end screen. I guess I'm. Let's see if I got an end screen here. I don't have an end screen. I'm just gonna put it on the break. Later. Yeah. Bye bye.